Hi everyone, I'm Pauline Hatch, and tonight I'm going to be giving you some great tips for increasing your energy. So if you're a mum and you find that you've been struggling with some of your energy, please jump on. If you do jump on, just feel free to jump in on the conversation too. You can ask questions, you can join in the conversation. If I don't see your question, I'll answer it in the comments later. But I really have been wanting to do a few lives like this because energy and lack of energy as a mum is something that is just so near and dear to my heart. And I know I talk to a lot of mums who have the same problem. And I think, it's huge for mums. We have so much responsibility, so many million and one things we've got to do in a day. And when you are just tired and unmotivated and struggling, I know I've had seasons in my life where the idea of just hanging out a load of laundry on the washing line was just almost completely overwhelming to me. I was so tired, so physically and mentally drained. And I don't feel like that anymore because I've been able to figure out what was causing my fatigue and be able to do things to fix that. So super happy to jump on tonight and be able to share some of those tips. So if you do jump on, you can just join in the conversation however you like. And if you are watching this later, then feel free to leave some comments and I can answer them, or you can just message me, PM me, or comment here is great. Okay, so I also do have something, a freebie to give away as well at the end. Everyone gets one, so it's not just like one winner. So yeah, stay on till the end and I will be giving out a little freebie to whoever wants it as well. So without too much delay, I'm going to get into it. So the reason that I really wanted to talk around fatigue is because I know it's something that a lot of mums struggle with, and I know there's lots of different reasons that we can feel tired. And I know one of them that I didn't know too much about until last year when someone told me about it and I started to research it, was that just how much is taken out of our body when we are pregnant and we have a baby, and then we sustain that baby for however many years that we breastfeed. And I think, mums, we really need to not underestimate what our body is doing. I think that we're not educated in what goes on during that time of prenatal and postnatal. It's really undervalued in Western society, what's going on. And so there is a lot of lack of education around that. And so therefore we're not actually taking care of our pregnant mums and our postnatal mums the way that we should be. And unfortunately that can kind of end up being something that goes on into, ongoing fatigue and deficiencies and things like that. So I didn't know much about that, but I actually think that that is what caused my initial exhaustion that started when my firstborn was about 6 months old. So I'm pretty sure that that's when my energy problem started, and he's now 10. So that was, sort of like 8 years that I spent trying to figure out what was going on, why I was so tired. So if you're a mum and you are feeling tired, then I would suggest, you can contact me. I'm putting together a live about postnatal and prenatal depletion, but it's a huge topic and I want to get it right. So I haven't got it together yet properly. But if you are feeling tired and you're a mum, they reckon postnatal depletion goes on for up to a decade. So yeah, if you're feeling tired, then just message me or comment and I can give you some info on it. I just haven't been able to get it all together yet because it's such a huge one. But I was just saying that that's where I think a lot of my fatigue came from, and I have been able to sort of reverse that and start to feel a lot better. But these tips that I'm going to go through are 5 things that I do all the time. And funnily enough, I've realized that they are all scientifically backed. There are studies to show that these things work. A lot of them I did just out of, feeling like that was something I should be doing, a lot of trial and error. So I'm happy to share them. And none of these involve coffee. And the reason for that is because I'm not against coffee. I have a coffee every day. But it's not great to have a multitude of coffees throughout the day to try to perk up our energy. And the reason for that is because when we drink caffeine, it might give us a feeling of a buzz, but what it's actually doing is making our body wired but tired, because it stimulates your nervous system, which is like your fight or flight response. It's forcing your body to have an adrenaline jolt that it's not supposed to have all the time. You're supposed to have an adrenaline jolt when you see a car coming down the highway and you've got to like swerve or something like that. That's the adrenaline we're supposed to be having, not adrenaline that comes on because we had a cup of coffee. So over time, having too many coffees every single day can do a lot to our nervous system and cause ongoing fatigue problems. So we have to be really careful about how much coffee we consume. So, and it's just a fix that's not sustainable and it's not super helpful. So there's better ways to make yourself feel better, especially if your fatigue comes from a mental fatigue as well, which can be really common for mums, because for a lot of us, being a mum can be a bit Groundhog Day, and you can wake up in the morning and go, I'm doing the same thing again today. I'm making breakfast for everybody. I've got to clean. I've got to do all this other stuff. I've got to try to go to the grocery store and I'm tired. And it can just be a bit of a mental exhaustion as well. So some of these things will deal with that too. So should we get started? Number 1, my first caffeine-free energy tip is to wake up and get up. And don't just do it half-assed, like just get up and get out of your pajamas. Put on some real clothes if you can. If you don't have 100 kids clawing at your legs, have a shower. Like, get up with purpose, because sometimes I know that if I get up and I stay in my pajamas, I feel half dead, and it just kind of drags on into the morning, and I find myself making everyone's breakfast and whatever, and I'm still in my pajamas and everyone else is getting dressed and I'm helping everyone else get dressed, but I'm not getting myself physically ready for the day. And I think that does a lot to us psychologically, to not just get up and be ready to go. So that's the first thing that I would say. The other thing is, make sure there's lots of light in your house. Open up all the curtains, open up some windows, get that sunlight coming in so that your body recognizes, okay, it's time to wake up. And if you need to, and this is something I do, get up just a smidge earlier. I know all the mums go, I'm not getting up earlier, but it does help if you get up just a bit before the kids, even if it's just 20 minutes. It just gives you a bit of breathing space to get up and do something that you want to do. If that's just getting dressed, if it's sitting down and reading a book for 10 minutes, if it's just having a coffee before all the kids get up, it does a massive amount to get you going. Because sometimes when you're dragged out of bed by your kids, it just gets you into this mindset of, oh, here we go again. Like, am I allowed to say, I think I'm allowed to say that, right? we're all the same, right? I'm sure we all feel the same way. So get up and get up with purpose. Get yourself ready. It's kind of like oxygen in an airplane. Put your own face mask on first and then look after your family. Okay, my bonus tip, I have a bonus tip there. Put on your activewear. If you've got activewear, put it on, because there's something about getting into exercise clothes, even if you have no intention of exercising, that actually makes you feel more energetic. It means that I find that I eat a little bit better on those days because I feel exercisey. And I just feel like it wakes me up a little bit more to have my gym clothes on, even if I'm not doing anything like that. So feel a bit zingy, put on your activewear, do the school drop off. It's fine. Everyone does it. Okay, then second tip, caffeine-free energy, is to watch what you're having for breakfast and keep it sugar low in sugar, and don't make it a really heavy breakfast, because that will just set you up to have a really high blood sugar spike, and then you'll crash, and it just makes you feel tired and a little bit sluggish. Just the way that those heavy, like pancakes and lots of toast and croissants and muffins and things like that we call typical breakfast foods, they won't actually give you that long sustained energy that you need. They're just going to make your body go, and you're going to find yourself crashing really, really quickly. It's not good for your kids' concentration either. So what we do, good fats and protein is a great way to start your day, and it's not as hard as it sounds. When people start saying good fats and protein to me, I draw a complete blank and go, what's a good fat again? What's a protein? Like, I can never think of what. I always think chicken for protein. I don't want chicken for breakfast, but it's actually really, really easy. And I realize that we actually do that a lot. We always make a smoothie in the morning, and that has greens and some fruit in it, not too much, but then we often put in half an avocado. We might put in some nuts. We put in chia seeds. They're all great sources of good fats. Cacao powder is another one. Almonds is another thing I sometimes put in the smoothies. That's another good fat. That's a good protein as well. And then foods, we have eggs with avocado, acai bowls with nuts, cacao nibs. Coconut yogurt is a great good fat. So they're not hard breakfasts to make. Like everyone can make eggs and slice a bit of avocado next to it. That's a great breakfast. Have a little bit of green spinach with it. It's like super gourmet and super easy and so much better for your energy than just slapping some Vegemite on some toast. That will not serve your body at all. Those carbs are just going to turn into glucose in your body, and that just causes a brain explosion and an energy explosion and then a crash. So don't do that to yourself. So have a look at what you're eating for breakfast. I can definitely give you some ideas on breakfast foods, but I just did too. Like it's pretty simple. You can just Google it as well, but I'm happy to give you info if you want more on that. But definitely start your day right with the foods that you eat. Number 3, I love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. So this is my 3rd caffeine-free energy tips. This one is especially for mums because I just can't totally imagine guys doing it. And that is to change your mood. So this is what I was saying earlier, that sometimes as mums, I know I definitely get into that feeling of it's another day, it's the same thing again, and I feel unmotivated. Just last week, I had a job that I had to do, a writing job, and I just felt so fatigued around it. I just couldn't get into the right mindset. I just wanted it to go away. I couldn't even imagine sitting at the computer and busting out something awesome. So I put on a song really loud and I just danced like crazy around the kitchen while I got the kids lunch, because I knew that once they were getting lunch, I would have to sit down and do this job. And I put on Kylie Minogue's song, Dancing. I can't remember how it goes now. Something like, if you want to go out, then you want to go out dancing now. You know that one? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to sing it. But I put that song on really loud, and it is amazing what it did. Like I was doing the dorkiest, dumbest dances all around the kitchen, but by the end of it, I was like throwing food at the kids. I sat down and I smashed out that job. That's why you need to have, I have a pump up playlist, I call it. And anytime I hear a song that I really love, that makes my heart happy, that's got a really great beat or really great words, I slap it in my pump up songs playlist on Spotify. And I just put that on, whenever I need something, whenever I need a mental shift, that's what I do. That will give you energy. And that's not just, that's not fluff. That's scientifically proven. They have shown that if you put on great music that really gets you going, then your energy levels will increase. And it's a great natural endorphin producing activity, not something that comes from, coffee that's making your body wired but tired. Actually, releases really great happy endorphins in your body. So don't be embarrassed. Close the curtains if you have to, but put on happy music if you're feeling tired and fatigued and you're just feeling like you can't do that next activity. Get your pump up playlist going and put on something really happy and dance like a dork. That's my third tip for you. 4th tip. This is, okay, I've gone from a really exciting one to a super boring one that I go over all the time, but number 4, caffeine-free energy tips for mums: drink more water. So we should be drinking around 2 liters a day. And that sounds like a lot. If it sounds like a lot to you, then you can break it down and just have smaller goals through the day. Drink 500 ml by lunchtime, drink 500 ml by halfway through the afternoon, things like that. But it's, again, so proven that even having 1.5% less water in your body than there should be will make you more tired. So if you're not drinking water super consistently through the day, then your body will become dehydrated. Like, it doesn't take much to use water. Your body is using water all the time to flush through all of the detox systems, things like that. 1.5% less water and you will start to feel tired. So even though I sound like a broken record, I keep saying drink more water, we need to drink more water. That will definitely and absolutely, I would guarantee you that if you can start to drink close to 2 liters a day, you will feel a difference in your energy. You absolutely will. And you'll eat less garbage food because it will naturally just suppress your appetite, because a lot of the time we think we're hungry, but we're actually thirsty. And you'll just, you'll feel less like having coffees and things like that as well. So that's my tip number 4, drink more water. Okay. Oh, and actually I had a note here as well, drink more cacao. So if you love coffee and you're having a lot of coffee, drink cacao in hot drinks or put it in a smoothie or whatever. Cacao is an amazing caffeine alternative because the way that it stimulates your brain is very natural. It doesn't produce that adrenaline jolt that caffeine does. It's very natural. And it also produces in our body, that same endorphin that you get after you exercise, that really happy, go endorphin, it releases that naturally in our body. So, substitute a coffee for a hot cacao drink or something like that, or make it a smoothie and put in some extra cacao. And that's raw cacao. That's not like chocolate powder with sugar and milk powders in it and stuff like that. So that's my bonus tip. Water and cacao, awesome for increasing your energy as well. And number 5 is a super huge one. And this was definitely the game changer for me in increasing my energy. And I notice now when I have a bad day, I can always pinpoint where I've gone wrong in this area. And that is to look at what you're eating overall in the day. Because basically our Western diet, it doesn't support a healthy and well-functioning mind and body. So we eat lots of empty carbs, really refined foods, processed foods, lots of dairy, and lots of sugar. Even if you don't think you're eating a lot of sugar, you are probably getting it in ways that you're not even realizing. And that kind of food will make your body really slow, really sluggish, and you will feel mentally tired and you will feel physically tired. You will wake up in the morning feeling like you've been hit by a bus, and you won't know why, because you just slept 7 hours. But the reason is because we're not supporting our body with the foods that it was created to eat, and those are plant foods. Those are fruits and vegetables and all of those proteins that come from, and the good fats from nuts and seeds, and all of those foods. Like we know what we're supposed to be eating, and when we eat that way, it allows our body to function properly. It detoxes properly. You get mental clarity. It makes such a massive difference. And whenever I have a really bad run of feeling tired, I can always look back and go, oh yeah, I had a couple of really bad days. I didn't drink enough water. I had toast or something like that. I had 3 coffees and I had something, like a block of chocolate. So I can look back and go, okay, well, I kind of did that to my body, and now my body's gone, whoa, what are you doing? And I have to reverse that. I have to go back, fix it, and then I can keep going from there. So Nathan said, I drank about 200 mils of water today. Nathan, I know that you know better than that, and just played an hour of tennis. And how did you go, Nathan? I bet it was terrible. Don't drink a litre before bed, though. I don't recommend that you do that. You'll be up all night. Okay. So, when it comes to eating better, I definitely have tried it all. I ended up just coming back to a really simple whole foods-based program. Happy to share that info. Just comment or message me privately and I can just give you the info for that. I've tried so many over the last few years. This one has been the easiest for me to do. And I'm happy to share that. It's just too much to go into right now. But whenever I stray from eating that way, it always, I can always tell. And the last week or two, I've been really good, and I can feel the difference now. I can feel that my eyes are a bit brighter, and I don't feel so hit by bus. Okay. So for those of you who were here at the start, you would have heard that I said that I was giving away a freebie. So if you would like your freebie, you can definitely have it. What my freebie is, I mentioned a bit earlier about acai bowls. If you've never heard of acai bowls, I actually had someone say to me the other day, I've never heard of that. That sounds really hipster. Well, it might be a little bit hipster, but it's freaking delicious. So whatever. We have them all the time. I make these for my kids and, well, for our whole family for breakfast. The kids love it because it's basically having ice cream for breakfast, but it's full of antioxidants. It's full of good fats. It's good for slow burning energy. So, and you can make it I make it in 5 to 7 minutes. I literally chuck everything into a blender and then just put on whatever creative stuff you want to put on the top. But it's very filling, and especially as the weather gets warmer, it's a really great breakfast option for the family. So I have got that recipe for you in a PDF. I'm happy to send it out to whoever wants it. Message me or comment and I'll send it to you. Just as a little thank you for staying on. But I would challenge you to try an acai bowl if you haven't. It is the simplest breakfast. It's so much easier than making 5 pieces of toast, like guaranteed. It's so much easier. You just need a few basic ingredients and that's it. Slap it together and your kids go, what? Thanks, Mum. That's amazing. And then you feel great because you know they've gone to school having a really great breakfast. You're feeling better because you've got more energy because you didn't just load up on a croissant for breakfast. And that's the beginning of starting to change the way that you and your family eat for more energy. So, just let me know if you would like that. We all want a tune from that guitar and a small vocal to finish. Nathan, you might have missed missed my extremely bad vocal before trying to sing a Kylie Minogue song. I'm not doing any more vocals. So no, that is just there for a prop to fill that corner of my screen. Maybe one day I'll do a live with the guitar, but probably not. Maybe you'll just have to keep all tuning in to see if one day I do pick it up. So thanks so much, everybody, if you've jumped on. Like I just said, happy to share my acai recipe. And yeah, if you've got any questions, just message me. I'm always happy to have a chat about anything to do with health and wellness and being a mum and anything like that. I've been through the ringer and I'm out the other side, so I always want to be able to help and share with other mums. So thanks so much for jumping on, and I will see you hopefully next week now that I'm back and life is a little bit more back to normal now. So, oh, my mumsy wants my recipe. Thanks, Mum. Yes, I will send it to you. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome night. Bye.